welcome to another adventure here on my channel. Today I am finally going to be trying Sigma's eyeshadows. Actually, this is the first time I'm trying anything Sigma at all, but I'm starting with their eyeshadows because I have heard absolutely nothing but great things about their eyeshadow formula recently. So they've been one of those brands that has just been on my radar. I've been waiting for the right palette for me from them to come out because they've had a lot of pretty palettes, but none of them that really screamed, this is going to be something that I love for a long time. That's going to be something I go back to over and over again. And it's just like a staple in my collection, which is pretty much the only type of eyeshadow I want to be buying at this point until this one. This is their Warm Wishes palette. It is their holiday collection this year. I mean, their holiday collection is larger than this, but it's a part of their holiday collection this year. And it was the one. It was the one that screamed, I am for you. And I know it's just a little warm neutral palette, but it just was the right calibration of warm neutral palette. So I'm going to be trying this out today, giving you my first impressions and letting you know if I think Sigma eyeshadows really do live up to the hype or not. And this palette does come with a little brush, so I will also finally be trying one of Sigma's brushes because I'm like 90% sure they were a brush company first, but I just personally have never tried anything from them, brushes, makeup, anything. So this palette does come in a box within a box, which I thought was a little weird, but when you open it up, oh, the palette and the brush. The brush comes in a little plasticky thingy, but I guess it just slipped out of that. So this is the brush. It is a E25. And its handle is the same glittery white as the palette, so it's a cute little set here. And then the palette is described as the Warm Wishes eyeshadow palette. All your warm winter wishes will come true with this toasty mix of matte shimmer and metallic shades. Perfect for a cozy night in or a festive celebration. Warm Wishes evokes the cheer and love of the most wonderful time of year. So I guess there's 3 formulas in this little palette, which not bad for a 6-pan. Here's what it looks like. Again, it's this glittery white packaging, really pretty. And then on the inside, it says Warm Wishes, the name of the palette, and you have these 6 shades. Now, I haven't touched this at all. I think I'm gonna go in blind and then do swatches at the end. So let's go ahead and zoom in and get some of these shades on my eyes. So I'm gonna do that Hannah Louise Poston technique that I've just been loving recently. Actually, now I'm not sure if I've talked about that on my channel when this video is going up. Well, recently I watched a tutorial by Hannah Louise Poston and I tried her technique and I absolutely adored it. So I've just been doing my makeup like that. So that's what we're going to do today because that's what I'm in the mood for. And I feel like I have to start with the shade Flicker because it looks just like the most intense. This must be the metallic. I'm just going to take it on my finger. That feels so creamy. That feels like a cream eyeshadow, like a cream to powder, not like a powder eyeshadow at all. I'm just going to start by, wow. That looks like metal on my eyelid. I see why people like this formula, just straight from that. One shadow in, I get the hype. And then I'm gonna use this little brush that came with it to start blending. I am getting some fallout, but I'm not surprised with how intense of shade this is. I know I should do my eyes first or like put some powder down, but I also like to live dangerously. Austin Powers reference, because what year is it? Let me see if I can just wipe it off. No, I'm just stuck with like gold shimmer eyeshadow on my cheek now. I'm gonna take a little bit of this matte shade Flannel and I'm still just using this brush that came with the palette. And I'm gonna use that as like my crease color, even though I'm doing this really dramatically diagonal look. That did blend really easily. Now I'm going to take the darkest shade in the palette, this shade Chestnut here, and pack that on the outer third and kind of bring it up. That is so pigmented. I did not go back into the pan, but let's see how easy it blends. I'm just going back with this little Sigma brush. I'm trying to use this as much as I can in this look. I'm just going back with a little bit of that crease shade Flannel. Okay, I need a different brush. cleaning up the edges with my CoverGirl CG Smoothers. For the waterline, I'm going to use a nude eyeliner. This is the Nobla Cupid's Arrow in the shade Arrow 1. And then since I want to use as many shades as possible, I'm going to use the shade Fireside on the lower lash line. I'll probably take a little bit of that shade Chestnut on the outer third just to tie the look together. That's really nice too. I mean, this isn't the best test of an eyeshadow, but I mean, it's pretty color. And I've actually been using shimmers more on my lower lash line recently. I used to hate it and be like, no, I'm never doing that. And now I'm like, I kind of like it. Taste change. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my guinea pig is just going to town on a piece of celery. Then I'm going to take the shade Frost for the inner corner and a little bit under my brow bone. Now I just want to do some finger swatches to see how these shades look since I wasn't able to use all of them. I mean, I used 5. That's pretty good. But I want to get a better look, especially at these two. Those are nice. But in comparison to like this flicker one, like you can tell this is the metallic and these are the shimmers, but they feel like nice formulas. All of them do. I mean, this flicker one is stunning, but I'm really excited to use this one, Fireside, as the main shadow all over the lid because I've also been getting more into darker shimmers. Like my makeup taste has just been all over the place recently. I've been trying different things and you know what? That's a good thing. But that's what the shimmers look like. And then Mulled Wine is the only one I didn't use. That feels so soft and creamy and wow. Yeah, all of these mattes feel like the same formula, so I have no doubt that this Mulled Wine would perform just as good as these two. Very pretty. I really like the color story of this palette. Like I said, I know it's just a warm neutral palette, but it's a really good, well done warm neutral palette. But with that, I'm gonna go finish up my face, actually put some clothes on, change out of pajamas, and then I'll be right back to give you my first impression thoughts on the Sigma eyeshadow formula and this little brush. Okay, first of all, this top, my mom wore it for her senior picture, so it is like from the 80s. She just gave it to me and I love it. This is my first time wearing it and I'm so excited about it. I think it's so cool. But anyway, for the lips, I used my Nobla Cupid's Arrow in the shade Arrow 1. This is a multi-use product, so I used it as my lip liner, and then I used my Huda Beauty lipstick in the shade Anniversary, and here is the finished look. I love it. I feel absolutely fabulous today. This makeup, this shirt, like I am ready to take on the world. But as for the products, the brush is fine. I personally don't love these short little brushes, so I knew that wouldn't be my favorite. But as far as the actual like bristles, they're good. They are. This is a nice brush. However, I'm glad I never spent the money to get Sigma brushes because it was fine. It was great. It was good quality. But like Sigma brushes are a little expensive and genuinely I feel like my BH brushes are just as good. So I just don't feel like you need to spend this much money on a brush, but as a nice little bonus add-on to the palette, it was nice. I will use it. However, this palette, I can see the hype for Sigma's eyeshadows. If they are all this good, and something tells me they probably are with how people have been talking about them, I see why people have been loving these palettes so much. The mattes were very pigmented, but very blendable. I mean, this metallic is just stunning, and even the normal shimmers are really nice. Like there is nothing to complain about in this palette at all. It's beautiful. It is truly beautiful quality, and I'm very excited to use it more. I can see this being one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. Genuinely, it feels like it's up there with, again, BH, Alien Cosmetics, Viseart. Like, those are my top 3 formulas, and if these eyeshadows continue to perform exactly how they did today, which they probably will, and nothing goes wrong like later randomly, this really could be one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas, and I am so glad I tried it. Hello, just wanted to do a little wear test check-in. I am back in pajamas. It's been about 6 hours since I put this on, and I am getting some creasing, but also recently I've been getting creasing with literally every eyeshadow ever. Like even ones where I've never had creasing before. Recently, it's just been something about my eyelids. I think my eyelids have been extra oily, so I'm not going to hold it against it, especially because even some of my go-tos look like this or honestly a little worse. So I think if you regularly have problems with creasing, this is probably going to happen to you, but it doesn't seem to be the type of formula that just immediately goes crease city. In fact, this is holding up fairly well with the recent issues I've been having. So overall, I think it has stood up to the wear test pretty well. So especially with Black Friday coming up, I think if there's like a Sigma palette you've been having your eye on, I don't think you would be disappointed. On the other hand, it is just eyeshadow. If you have lovely eyeshadows in your collection and don't feel the need to buy more, then obviously don't buy more just to try this formula. And if I had not been kind of waiting for a good warm neutral palette to come along, because I kind of have been, I probably would not have bought it myself. So it's kind of just the stars aligned and it happened to be the right thing for me at this moment. And I'm glad because I feel like I am gonna get a lot of use out of this, especially with holiday looks. Like this gold, I am wearing this to my family Christmas party and no one can stop me. And I'm probably wearing this shirt too. Like this is probably gonna be my family Christmas party look. Is it Christmassy? No, but the shirt was apparently my aunt's before it was my mom's and I wanna show her. Wear it in person. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know down in the comments if you have tried Sigma's eyeshadows. Now that I've tried these eyeshadows myself, I'm definitely more interested in checking out their blushes and highlighters because I've heard those are very, very good too. I might have to take another peek at that Corderosa blush palette because I do kind of have my eye out for a new really good blush palette. We'll see. But anyway, please let me know your experience with Sigma. Do you have this palette? Do you have any of their other palettes? Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you all next time.